When Shabbos falls on the last day of the month, the Haftorah is Machar Hodesh. It literally means tomorrow is the new month. Okay, it also means tomorrow is new. The reason that it's read on Rosh Chodesh is because of that phrase, and it's referring to a story of King David where he's starting a new phase in his life. Now, the basic story is that after King Saul fails to kill the king of Amalek, Hakadosh Baruch Hu rejects him as the king of Israel, and he's told so by Shmuel Hanavi, Samuel the prophet. Shortly after this episode, David, the son of Yishai, is anointed as king. However, Saul continues to occupy the throne. Now, Hakadosh Baruch Hu sends an evil spirit to torment King Saul. And as a result of that, Saul is advised to bring in someone to play the harp that would soothe him. Shaul suggests David because he is known as an excellent musician, and he's also renowned in warfare, eloquence, and beauty. In addition, God is known to be with him. When David is brought, Shaul loves him greatly. After David slays Goliath, Saul's son Yehonatan, Jonathan, loves David like his own soul and publicly garbs him in his royal raiment and weaponry. Things go very bad after David has a military victory so great that the women sing, Saul has slain thousands, but David has slain tens of thousands. Saul has killed alafim, David has killed revavot. Saul reasons that nothing more can be given to David except his kingdom. And from then on, he looks at David with suspicion. When Saul goes mad and conspires to have David killed, David flees. He then meets with Yehonatan, Shaul's son, and they discuss the situation. It happens that the next day starts a new month, and it's customary for King Saul to have a festive meal with the whole family there, and David is part of his household. Because of the situation, David plans to be absent and tells Yehonatan to explain to the king that he is attending a yearly dinner with his family and his father in Beit Lechem. He continues that if Shaul becomes angry, then he is possessed with evil and no reconciliation is possible. When Jonathan does what David has suggested, Saul goes into a rage. He curses his son and says that neither his succession nor his kingdom will be secure as long as David lives. He then demands that Yehonatan deliver David to him to be killed. Yehonatan is livid and leaves the table. He then secretly meets with David and tells him that the situation is beyond them. The two of them cry profusely, and Jonathan tells David they should part in peace because they have sworn in the name of God that Hashem should be between them and their families forever. Saul's essential sin is that he could not accept the idea that his throne would pass to anybody other than his son. This is the reason he did not kill the king of Amalek and for his mad pursuit of David. The name Shaul literally means borrowed, and Shaul, so to speak, was a borrowed king leading to the dynasty of David. Samuel Raphael Hirsch praises Jonathan for succeeding in navigating treacherous shoals of power, privilege, family, and friendship while retaining his integrity, humanity, heart, and soul. His story evokes a reevaluation what it means to live a worthy life. Too often we praise others only for worldly successes and pay no mind to the spiritual costs. Others also had to deal with a similar test. There is a story in the Talmud Brachas that when Rabban Gamliel acted improperly towards the sages, they removed him from the post of being head of the yeshiva. When they asked Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah to accept the position, he consulted his household. His wife advised him that Rabban Gamliel would certainly do tshuva and be restored to his rightful place, then asked him if he could accept that. He replied that a man should use a fine cup for one day, even if it is certain that it will be broken the next day. There is also the story of Tzvi Hirsch of Pinsk, who succeeded his father, the Baal Shem Tov, as head of the Hasidic movement. The Baal Shem Tov appeared to Rab Tzvi on his first yurtzeit and said he should transfer leadership to his Talmid Mubhak, his principal student, the principal student of the Besht, who was the Maggid of Mezerich. The next day he recounted the dream in the Beis Midrash and found that the Maggid had also had the same dream. With that, the two of them immediately changed places, believing that the dream really was from heaven. It is explained in Ethics of Our Fathers, Pirkei Avot, that a person should not seek personal greatness more than his scholarship allows, or envy the table of kings because his own table is better and the boss will compensate them for their works. In addition, the Gemara expounds on the verse, everything is beautiful in its time, from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, Pasuk 11. It explains that everybody's profession is beautiful between HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rashi comments that this even applies to a tanner who must use the most disgusting of substances in his work. He continues that a person goes into this type of work because he does not really desire delicacies. The point seems to be that a person's greatest resource and source of pleasure is his unique soul. When he delves into what talents he has and what really makes him happy, he sees that there are things that are meant only for him. There is no need to chase after flashy things that belong to somebody else. There are many who would rather be the Gadol Hador, or the greatest opera singer, or the best football player, rather than being the President of the United States. Others desire money, wisdom, health, beauty, truth, a wonderful family, or a loving wife. Sometimes all that is needed is for a person to count their blessings. Thank you.